this handsome gentleman next to me right here.
Thank you.
Shane Stuart, one of the speakers at Health, Healing, and Happiness. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
Well, I've heard about Grassroots, and I really want to go down there. So first of all, tell me about Grassroots.
Grassroots is a all-organic juice bar. We pride ourselves how we get our produce. So instead of going through a big food supplier, we went on a farm tour and supported a movement called Beyond Organic. So all the small farms that were getting pushed out by the bigger food industries, we buy all our produce from Santa Barbara, Ventura County, Ojai, all the small farms that we can here that are growing organic in Nevada. We get our produce from, and we take a unique approach to where we're not following a gimmick that's happening right now in the juice industry, but more of something that is a holistic approach that is used with Gerson therapy, alternative healing clinics. So we bring in superfoods and essential oils and all kinds of stuff into our program.
Well, actually, in your talk today, you're talking about actually using seeds. How important that is. Talk to me about that.
Well, with juicing, it's a big thing to remove the pulp and the fiber and just have the juice. And so what a lot of juice bars are doing today is that they're cold pressing juice, so there's not a centrifugal blade, so the nutrients last in there substantially longer. So instead of 30 minutes, 7 days before you would discard your juice. So instead of taking that approach, because of my background in nutrition, I know how important it is to eat whole foods, not just the whole food with the pulp and the fiber, but also the seeds. So at Grassroots, we have a front display where you can watch the building process of the juice happening, so you could ask questions. So when we put in cantaloupe, we'll take the seeds of the cantaloupe and gut them right into the juice. And someone will go, oh, what was that? We'll say, well, cantaloupe seeds have more protein ounce for ounce of red meat, more alkalizing, and it's a part of the building process of making a good juice. Then we'll take a drink and use the avocado for something else, but take the pit and throw it in there, which is specific to for people that have high cholesterol that want to remove the bile. It has 5 times more soluble fiber than eating a bowl of oatmeal. So that avocado pit is neglected with anyone who doesn't have one of these machines that we have, because there's no other way to get it. So we just show them, like, there's this machine you can get called a Vitamix that doesn't remove anything. Plus the thin skins, the seeds, the stems, the roots, we throw it all in there.
That sounds good to me, and I'm actually going to come down and try that. That sounds great. So tell me, your background's in nutrition. Why did you get into this industry?
I got into it because I love teaching. It started with teaching, and I went working for Vitamix for 13 years, and I became one of the head spokespeople for Vitamix. So I went back to school to integrated nutrition, really because of the shows that I was doing were cancer conventions, wellness conventions, anti-aging conventions. So what started at being in a Costco at a stand ended up being on a big platform with a microphone talking to specialists about stuff they probably didn't already know about whole foods. And I developed a campaign through Vitamix called How to Eat Your Vegetables and Not Know It. It was originally for children. So I would take spinach and then throw it into a chocolate milkshake with raw cacao and all the good stuff in there. And then the kids would drink it, not tasting anything. But what ended up happening was as I was going to some of these bigger conventions, people that were sick, that were diagnosed with cancer or some sort of terminal illness, were finding this just as beneficial, because part of the reason how they got there was from poor eating habits. So now if they can make ice cream and milkshakes and smoothies and brownies using all raw ingredients, superfoods, this was something that everyone was buying into. So Greens and Proteins opened up here in Las Vegas, and I was living in LA at the time, and they asked me to come out and partner up with them to open up a juice bar using my ingredients from How to Eat Your Vegetables and Not Know It. So Greens and Proteins turned into a huge success. They have like 3 of them now here in Las Vegas. And then I was actually getting ready to go back to LA, and Downtown Project hit me up, and they said, you probably don't know about what we're doing down here, but we bought 15 blocks and we're building a community from scratch, and we feel like health and wellness would be an awesome part of our community, and so we're giving you a juice bar in downtown. So they forked over the money for the whole entire thing. And then unlike Greens and Proteins, where I didn't have as much say-so, they said do whatever you want, make it as cool as you want. And so it just allowed me to make a very unique juice bar experience.
What a sweet deal for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
For our community as well. Actually, you have another project. It's called the T-Bar?
Yeah, T-Bar. T-Bar is going to be opening up in 3 months. And T-Bar, I partnered up with another company that was funded by the Downtown Project called TLET. And TLET is a software that helps promote fair trade. And so through the beta testing, they started with teas and organic and tea farms all around the world. And in the meantime, when they were doing that, they sourced the best teas you could possibly get your hands on. And they created these trading cards and HD videos where you're going through the tours of the farms and everything else. And so there's a spot that opened up in my building, and I put together a business plan really quick, and developed a concept with this company that's been in Vegas for 30 years called Herbally Grounded. And so we have Herbally Grounded, Tealet with the teas, and then we have master craft mixologists that are coming in from these craft alcohol mixology bars, hanging in their hat with alcohol and coming in and serving health. With instead of using alcohol, we take herbs that have been turned into a liquid substance called tinctures, and then we take our version of a Moscow Mule and make something that targets someone that's having hormone issues, or someone who has issues with their liver. And also, to add to that experience, I started playing with vaping pens on how we could create a bar experience where people are smoking and drinking and getting healthy. So we have vaping pens where you're vaping essential oils, super herbs, teas that have medicinal qualities if you vape them, and and we have kombucha on tap. And so when you walk in, it looks like a bar, but it's definitely a place of health and wellness for sure.
All right, you're going to have so many friends, I'm sure.
Yeah.
A place you could smoke and drink and get healthy.
That's right.
Whereas you're the man, Shane. Thank you so much. Where
you.
can people get information about you and what you're doing?
So we are starting a detox program at Grassroots, a Cleanse with Food program, where you can have food delivered to your house with cold pressed juices, superfood smoothies, elixirs, and food actually that's going to be in here, along with a wellness coach. So you can get on to grassrootslv.com and sign up for one of our detox programs on there. Also look us up on there and see what the Grassroots movement is all about downtown.
No fun here at the Strip Live, ever. No.
At all.
At all. Shane Stuart said.
That's right.